Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to SimTrax Broadcasting on this fine Saturday night. We are here with the NSR Xfinity Series once again to kick this one off for the Desert 200 here at Phoenix. We're seeing a couple of drivers getting their times out there, trying to place them down and find a good line out here. And I've got to admit, this line is going to be about as crooked as a Virginia fence out there. Big guys, many are going to be seeing right now. We're taking a look at the number 5 of John Williams, who was doing exactly what I was saying, is going ahead and cutting that dog leg here, try to pick up a little extra time out here, and that's what you're going to see a lot of here tonight, is guys slicing the track, trying to make up a little bit extra time and figure out where they're going to be, where that happy place is going to be. As you can see right there, you kind of slice it, get real close to that blue cone, but not enough for pit entrance here, and that's going to shave off some time. Now, they do say out there that it is not going to be anything that actually increases your time or decreases the time, makes you pass, but I beg to differ. We watched many races in the past, and that is actually the more preferred line, is dropping down. The key is when you drop off the racing surface and you come back on, and that transfer shift of weight and the height of the car, that is the part that's going to matter, as these cars are going to be bouncing all over the track, and they're going to want to be held down. We'll take a quick look at what our race will consist of here tonight in just a moment as we get ready to get this one underway. Right now, we have 200 laps here tonight. Stages will be at 45 and 90, 100% fuel limit, of course. Then we are at 3 sets of tires. We'll be hanging out down in the pits, no fast repairs, so when these guys merge back on, they got to be careful. All right, and our RC tonight, he who shall not be named, the flightless bird, will be hanging out above us and definitely checking out, making sure everything is A-OK and everybody is doing what they should be doing. Tyler Justice will be actually holding our qualifying time here tonight, sitting on the pole as we speak. I'm definitely expecting Eddie Rose to be one of our top dogs out here tonight, to be the fast guy. He's been placing a lot of fast times during qualifying, and he has been really rocking it around the track here. I'm very impressed to see how he's been doing here so far. And joining me tonight, alongside me, without me talking forever here tonight, Stella, I appreciate you hanging out once again. The NSR Xfinity Series continues its run here tonight. A lot of guys are continuing this role of moving throughout this season. We've come off some super speedways. We now get to a little bit more of a tricky mile and a half sort of style track, and then we'll end up moving kind of back to a big open track again. I mean, kind of how's the feeling out there, and what's different about Phoenix than anywhere else?
Well, it is, like you say, nice big open track, but we'll put enough cars on here that it'll get a little crunchy there for a while. A lot of these fellas during qualifying are, like you say, having some trouble with that transition. Hence, they are getting a little wall rubbing going on already. This is a 1 mile track tonight, asphalt, paved in 2011 was the last. And temperature wise, woo, yeah, like you see 29 there, getting a little squirrely.
All right, right now leading the top of the chart in the points, Mike Bruno is leading it. Dakota Ehrman gained 7 after his finish last week. He moves up to second, and Joshua Slade, not too bad, seeing how Slade came in a little late to the party. He hangs out in third. Justin Cope is our 4th place driver, and Brandon Banks sits in 5th. Right now, that is the total points of about 101 so far. He's got to make up 3 more points to overtake Justin Cope. But that is already how tight it is getting. I'm waiting to see if drivers like Dylan Walterman, who hang out in 14th, if he's going to be able to slice up to the front. Jason Hastings, he's actually been having a little bit of trouble this season as he sits 11th. He's going to have some work to do, but it looks like Brandon Hastings will actually be here tonight. So a little bit of shuffling out there on the points run. Some of these guys are going to be trying to overturn that and get back on track. I know it's a lot harder, easier said than done out here. We're taking a look at the number 29 of Jacob Simpson. Looks like he's running the old Kevin Harvick number out there, the number 29. Right now, he is sitting in a solid 3rd place here. Got a little more work to do, but that is still a solid time. And I was talking earlier about Eddie Rose actually being one of the fastest guys out there. Turn one, actually the section one where he ended up starting, he was actually the fastest on the track during practice, but somebody beat him faster than that, which was Brandon Banks in the number one Chevrolet. Now, Stella, a little bit from last week, Brandon Banks getting mashed up a little bit out there, kind of getting bumped, banged around, and he ended up coming out still, I believe, with a top 10 finish. Let's see how this kind of gets going here, and kind of and get locked, get ready here. I've got I believe, just shy of 20 drivers. I'm waiting to see if Sisler gets behind the wheel here. Dylan Walterman, Slade. I'm looking at Craig Minton out here, and William Martin. These guys have yet to qualify. Stella, do I have any penalties stopping them from doing it?
You will have a few EOLs tonight, and a couple of non-qualifiers. I guess that's how we should consider putting it down. They, even if they do qualify, they will be starting at the end of the pack.
That's a bummer. Normally, if that is the case, I think they prefer them not to do that. That way they don't occupy a gridding spot that gets everybody a little mixed up right before go time for that to get squared away. So the Desert 200. Stella, we've got 200 laps here. It does sound like a lot, but I've got guys. There's the slowest guy not poking at Mark Sikosi, 27:43 during qualifying here. So we're looking at less than 30-second laps. These guys should be blasting around the track and actually making some solid time. The question is, when do they pit? How soon do they come in, and do they force the issue early on in the race? How much fall off is acceptable before we've got to come in and put some tires on this thing, because this track is hell on tires. It is almost impossible that if you have worn out tires hitting that transition, trying to slice the dog leg off here, your car is going to be bouncing all over the track and you're going to be sliding up. Now, Stella, I don't know. I heard a couple of guys saying their spotters have to be on their game here tonight. And I don't know, if they've got them, cracked up here tonight to make sure they're going to be doing their job. Because the biggest thing is a spotter most of the time with that amount of separation of somebody slicing the bottom of that track, the spotter won't say anything until he's already inbound.
Oh, no.
So as he's coming back up the track, if the guy who decides to remain on the racing surface decides to come down, now we've got two guys getting ready to meet dead center in the middle, and that can definitely cause a lot of problems here tonight. We are praying for not a whole lot of cautions here. I've seen a lot of Phoenix races kind of come around and really actually be fantastic races, but it's going to be extremely difficult. Just the amount of separation. I mean, we're looking at least 100 feet between the guy all the way to the bottom where a pit exit is and the guy up toward the wall. So we've got to watch the closing distance, and we'll see a lot of that here tonight with guys slicing up and down, figuring out the best route to get that done. But Stella, what do you say we get to the starting grid here for tonight?
I like it.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and get this one done. Jay, I am not into the Mountain Dew tonight, man. We're just ready to go here for Phoenix. All right, let's get started here with Tyler Justice and Mike Bruno. They'll be starting in the front row. Tyler Justice has been doing a fantastic job here so far. Already a win here on the season. He's looking to continue his luck and his role here with a pole position here on the start. Jacob Simpson, the number 29. We talked to him a little bit about that number 29. Looked like Kevin Harvick number, and he'll be starting in third next to Eric Schaefer, who, to me, I always say, hijacked the number 3 out there from Johnny Taylor. But he's going to be rocking the Dale Earnhardt number. He'll be starting in fourth. Eddie Rose sitting fifth. Brandon Banks will be our sixth-place starter. John Williams and Johnny Taylor, there we go. There's Team Conti occupying a row. Sitting in the fourth, that'll be where they'll start, seventh and eighth. That moves us to Justin Cope, Jesse Priest, Ralph Hutchinson, and Brandon Hastings for our row 5 and 6. Rotating back through the rest of our field. Stoney Benfield starting outside the top 5 rows here, or top 6 rows as he starts on the 7th row. And it looks like Monster Motorsports will finish off there with Mark Sikosi sitting 14th. Matt Sisler, our 15th place driver. Joshua Slade, 16th. Martin, Dylan Walterman, and Craig Minton. It's starting 17th through 19th. Right now, I'm showing 2 guys out there who have not taken the wheel. I'm hoping Dylan Walterman is able to get out here. I know he definitely has a fan out here that likes watching him, but right now I am showing him wandering elsewhere to do other things, but hopefully we'll see him return back to this race. I don't know if he's got something going on his side or what. Definitely guys hopping around. And I know Dylan Walterman doesn't like playing second fiddle out there to the guys over there at Team Conti, but they are really something when they come out here each and every week and how well they do out here. Pace car is off, which oddly enough, look at how the amount of time. Right now the pace car is in, and I'm sure RC will have their eyeball on all our guys pitting out there, as a couple of things will be taken into account of slicing it apart. Right now, there it is, slicing toward the inside. Fortunately, that is Tyler Justice did not make contact with that pit wall. Not bad. You can tell he's been practicing here, so already battle heating up here for the second position, sliding on through, and that is going to do it for Tyler Justice, as Bruno and Simpson are now going to duke it out here for that second position. 29 slices to the inside, 46 trying to hold it next to Eric Schaefer. Schaefer on the top line. More favorable line for them, but not when it comes to the dogleg cut. Look at Eddie Rose. Not one, he gets a second one, and that's what I'm talking about, Stella. Right in that position, they say is not favorable to cut that line, but he was able to completely overtake Eric Schaefer and now puts him in the rear view.
He sure does. Yeah, I've watched it. NASCAR always says, you don't have to do it and all that because it doesn't help. But yeah, we just watched some nice little evidence right there.
Yeah, that worked out really well for those guys here. As we can see how it's going again right now. That's Eric Schaefer down on the bottom. Schaefer gets jammed here. Didn't like how that turn went. You saw the front end start carrying up the track, and now he's going to be in some trouble. Right now, still trying to hold on is Eric Schaefer as we ride shotgun with him here. Looks like John Williams gets around him. Brandon Banks is about to have him here in just a second. So Eric Schaefer on the roll backwards. That's 3 down, but Tyler Justice loses the lead as Jacob Simpson overtakes him now. So Jacob Simpson, not bad here on that inside line. He's holding it there with the Ford, but no can do. It's going to go on through. But Stella, we got a new leader. Jacob Simpson, Tyler Justice, Mike Bruno sitting 1, 2, and 3, and not a single Toyota is out here on the track.
Well, that's a surprise because at this track in Xfinity, Toyota, it happens to be the winningest manufacturer.
All right, well, doesn't look like that's going to be the deal here tonight. Eddie Rose, he's up another position. Right now he's trying to reel in Mike Bruno in the 82, and now coming alive is John Williams in the number 5 for Team Conti on the outside. Led by Ford, and the rest of the top 10 are all Chevrolets except Justin Cope. Cope now sits in 10th. And he's the next Ford that you'll find. Right now, Brandon Hastings trying to catch up with the rest of them. Slade gaining 4 here on the night. Sikosi's still hanging out. You always call him a cool cucumber here, but right now, 14th position for him. He's only got 3 guys behind him. Looks like Stoney Benfield, William Martin, and looks like Matt Sisler. I think he came out onto the track. Something happened here, and he's down and out. So now Sisler back to the drawing board. Might be dealing with some connection issues out there or deciding not to race. Stella, we see a lot of guys come out here, but when you come to a track like Phoenix, it's kind of driver's choice. Some guys, it's a lot harder than they expected it to be and decide not to go out there and wreck guys up. I don't know about you, but the only way to get better is to go out there and race it.
You bet, but honestly, the only way to get better is to go out there and practice. You don't necessarily have to learn it all in the middle of a counting race. But it was interesting there riding along as they go back up from the apron onto the racing surface. That is quite a jarring experience.
Yes, yeah, the jerking of it, trying to come back onto the track, a lot more difficult than it would seem. They got to have a solid hold here as we sit on the front of Eric Schaefer's car, following behind Johnny Taylor. Right now, these guys are kind of looping it on around. Oh, yeah, they're getting past the cactus there. That's normally where you see the cutoff, but see how Johnny Taylor, how it bops off. Now, he's actually taking it very conservative there. Some guys are a lot more heavy into cutting that track, Eddie Rose being one of them, but he still remains in the top 5 here for tonight. Jacob Simpson still leading the charge here, and it looks like he's got a solid lead over top of Tyler Justice. Justice having to make up a lot of room here as he has fallen down to almost a second off the pace now. And right now, it looks like Jacob Simpson didn't cut in the track, though. So maybe he's got something he knows, or he has set this car up to not require it to have to drop off the table and bring it back on. He is definitely making it happen here. but holding him to still an 8/10 lead is Tyler Justice, but there's the turn. That broke him.
It sure did. I was watching to see. Maybe this is Simpson's attempt to, you said this is a tire fryer of a track. Maybe riding that high line nice and easy, he's conserving some rubber.
Yeah, well, it definitely could possibly be. I would think having to hang more toward the outside is going to put a lot more pressure on the right rear, trying to hold this, to hold the car on instead of it rotating as tight as they do. But man, look at how they kind of bob and weave, and it's such an odd track Phoenix is, with it bobbing down to the bottom and then back up and to the bottom and back up, instead of these normally how we see the ovals or even the tri-ovals. A lot of guys, it's a very smooth transition. This track requires a lot of jerking around and kind of dropping down to grab a hold of the track before the track grabs a hold of you, in a sense. As you see how we're down to the bottom, we come up, almost give a little wave to the wall, back down to the bottom. Then we hop up again. 1, 2, 3, take a left, and we drop back down to the bottom again. So it's a very odd, it almost feels like a road course that only makes lefts here.
Oh, lovely. Okay, I can dig that. Look at Schaefer though, boy, he is doing a zig and a zag around.
Yeah, right now Schaefer's still on the march backwards, down 4 positions, moving to 8. I've had my eye here on Johnny Taylor in the number 88. Now he's dropping it off to see if he can finally clear Brandon Banks here, but Banks still holding on. Right now, Taylor has the option to rotate up, but Banks still with some turn-exit speed. Right now, that makes it work. Taylor's got him. All right. So Johnny Taylor gets out in front. You see him hit the brakes hard heading into the turn, making a quick cut in front of the number 1 of Brandon Banks here. Banks definitely being very cautious here of how Johnny Taylor's driving. He doesn't want to get anything messed up on that Tire Pros number 1 Chevrolet out there as he reels in the 88. But Stella, as we kind of watch this battle back here for the 6th position, Tyler Justice is starting to make up a little bit of time there on Jacob Simpson, almost 2/10 last lap.
Yeah, it did seem like Simpson was gaining, relatively a nice steady rate, 0.2, but it's something has happened. Justice has either found that loud pedal, or Simpson is backing off.
Yeah, right now NSR League are looking for more drivers out here to put onto the track. I know it's showing the bottom 3 guys are already out of the race before we can get to that lap 10 here. Right now, out of those 3 guys, Matt Sisler made at least 3.8 parts of a lap.
Oh.
Yeah. Minton and Walterman didn't even take the wheel here tonight, so unfortunately that does kind of drop us off a little bit. Even William Martin out here may not be having the best night, but he is laying some laps down. Regardless, if he is able to lead a lap, he's going to get some points. So these guys are able to kind of dice it up a little bit, figure out how it's going to go, and then, kind of figure out what these guys are doing better than you, or what you're doing better than them, and how to kind of increase your experience out here. But not being able to show up out here, it's kind of a bummer. But the NSR Xfinity Series is looking for more drivers. I assure you there are plenty of room, and if not, there will be a qualifying. Some people will be sent home. Obviously, Stella Super Speedway's always hammered, but definitely when you get down to these 1.5-mile tracks, they actually require a little more finesse. These guys, every league almost kind of lacks a little bit on the driver end.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Honestly, both in attendance and in viewership sometimes. And these tracks are, wow, they really do break. I mean, when I can see them, the cars jump up and down when they're braking. That's some intense change in speed.
Oh yeah. We're taking a little ride along here with Johnny Taylor. Kind of get that, kind of looking back at him and how it jerks the car as he goes around the track here. And you'll see how it kind of bounces him around a whole lot. He's trying to remain smooth though, but that transition sometimes just isn't so. As it goes past the Geico restart zone, that's him clearing the line here, and this should be the dog legs. Jerk, boom, boom. No, that's him coming off the track and then back on. So Johnny Taylor, he's gained 2 here on the night. Getting up to the 6th position, Tyler Justice is now starting to make up some ground again. Now he's under 0.6 of a second. Simpson may be enjoying that lead, but I don't think he's going to be enjoying it forever here. Mike Bruno sits 3rd. He may be looking for another excellent points night here, but unfortunately, 2.5 off pace here. He's got John Williams sitting behind him, who's in 4th. Eddie Rose is 5th as we get ready to complete lap number 22.
Yeah, well, Jay's out there in the chat tonight, and he is making funny as usual. Saying you were saying slice and dice, and he says, well, slice, but hopefully not dice. Or sometimes you got to race with that Cougar riding shotgun.
Yeah. Now, right now, a couple of these guys are trying to figure out, Stella, I do wonder here at the NSR Xfinity Series of kind of how these guys are going to hold up, though. We are taking a look along the side here of Eddie Rose's machine. Right now, his Chevrolet is kind of only led by 3 more of them, with Tyler Justice, Bruno, and Williams in front of him. Eddie Rose has actually been having a really good night. He started 5th, still is 5th, but I'm waiting for him to kind of kick in overdrive here and kind of set back and see if that tire strategy that he is doing right now, if that's going to pay off for him in the long run. So Eddie Rose is going to be kind of one of my favorites out here tonight for the 46 machine, coming away with possibly a podium position here tonight. I think he's got a little something for these Team Conti guys out here as well to see, that he can kind of hang with the best out here and definitely try to see if we can slap some sponsors on that old black car out there.
I don't know. I'll tell you, I've gotten used to that old black car. Initially, it was like, boy, he looks kind of naked. But, with those bright white numbers on there, I'm just happy the way it is.
All right. Well, we are seeing the close down here of Jacob Simpson and Tyler Justice. These guys for the lead. Right now, Tyler Justice only off by about 0.4 of a second and reeling him in. So right now, this may be Ford versus Chevy, Simpson versus Justice. So here it comes. Right now, we'll kind of keep tabs on it here as it gets much, much closer as they get around this track. Right now, that is still Justice trailing by 0.3 of a second, but we'll rotate back here just a little bit to check on. Actually, I want to see how Jesse Priest is doing. Jesse Priest out there in the 0 machine, excellent. Looks like a little different scheme that he normally runs here tonight. Definitely seems to be very, very well built, tough built that is, as he now sits with the number 0 Chevrolet in 9th. So he would like to continue his roll forward. But still, this race is a little bit more about patience and allowing the race to come to you. Hopefully, that's what we're going to see here tonight. Is guys definitely start shifting the weight around, and who has decided to be more conservative earlier in the run.
Yeah, well, we're only at lap 27, so figure we're halfway to our stage break at 45. But so yeah, patience is a virtue.
Yeah. Right now, yeah, he's even saying you got a wheel for the points out there, but even painting. If you guys do decide to join iRacing, definitely check it out there. Even Jay is making sure to cue everybody in that they gave away the Dirt Micro Sprint car. So there's, I'm sure we'll see a bunch of series kind of kick off with the new car out there. I'm really hoping, crossing my fingers for a Gen 4 league to try to sign us on, because I definitely miss those old school cars, especially back with Tony Stewart, back in the Pontiac. And the rest of the guys out there in the Chevrolets, like Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon never raced a Ford, but he was always with Hendrick out there. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look right now as we see.
You're giving me such a great segue with that Jeff Gordon comment. I have to say, he won the first Xfinity race here in Phoenix.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I was just reviewing over something that Jeff Gordon won his first Daytona 500 in '97. Figure that. You feel old yet?
Oh.
All right. Lap 30 is underway. We're getting ready to cut to stage at lap 45. And I know, a bunch of laps, but it's kind of chopping away here pretty quick. Right now, Brandon Banks is looking a little bit quicker here in the past few laps as he now closes the gap on Johnny Taylor. Taylor about to get a mirror full here of Brandon Banks. Let's take a look off the back there, and you kind of see kind of how it is looking there for Johnny Taylor. There he is. There's Brandon Banks. Getting super close here, and it's interesting to see where everybody's braking points change and how, kind of how they're attacking this track here. It is definitely interesting to see, but, Stella, honestly, I expect to see guys possibly a little looser here tonight. But right now, it looks like Tyler Justice may be making a battle here for the lead. He had him there for just a moment, only about 70 thousandths of a second, but he's on him like all over it now. Liquid Molly Machine back into the lead where he originally started this race. So give him a couple of turns here. We might see a pass for Tyler Justice getting back in front of Jacob Simpson. Now it makes you wonder back with Jacob Simpson, what changed?
Yeah, looking now, all of a sudden, he is taking the dog leg, whereas for the longest time, like you say, he was not.
Right, I'm wondering where his setup ended up. Tyler Justice does complete the pass, regaining the lead here. He'll be back out in front, looking to get a stage win here if he can get on through. But Stella, we actually have guys picking up speed here right now through that first section. I think everybody's starting to chop that dog leg a little more to try to come up with a little more pace. Let's rotate back to Cope. Cope looks like he's about to get underneath Jesse Priest here. He completes the pass. So, Stella, we've got guys moving all over the track here trying to figure out if they got an angle. Some do, some don't. Right now, I know Eddie Rose, I think, was trying on Johnny Taylor there, and that seems to have fizzled out. Jacob Simpson still trying to stay out front as I think we're coming up on our first bit of lap traffic here. Martin is in trouble right now. Ooh, Tyler Justice is going to have to figure out where he wants that car to move, or he's going to have to drive around him here. The 29 of Jacob Simpson getting a little something there from Mike Bruno, changing up his line a little bit, but doesn't seem to be no worse for the wear. Tyler Justice now down to the bottom. 1, 2, 3, at least 3, 4 drivers now are getting past. Looks like William Martin there, and now he's going to be heading a little farther back. Unfortunately, a lap down now. So let's keep an eye on John Williams. Oh, yeah. There it is, the hot seat for place number 3. The 5 is making a bid for it here. Mike Bruno's already lost 1 position here on tonight. He gave that up to Jacob Simpson, and he's trying not to lose another position to John Williams, but he puts Williams back in the rear view and now in the left mirror to go ahead and keep that number 5 from Team Conti behind him.
Yeah, exclaimed in the middle is Simpson got loose. I mean, front end, back end, the whole bit. When they were passing Martin back there, but don't know if it was a miscommunication or he just it's time for him to pit for those tires.
All right, looking at Mike Bruno right out front as we are following behind Jacob Simpson here. Bruno does have a couple of turns that are definitely capitalizing on Simpson here. I'm wondering if Simpson has got, as you're saying, we got a tire issue here, if he's just not dealing with the best. There it is. Bruno looking to the inside here. That should be, man, that's close. No can do. He's going to keep toying around with that turn and see if he can get him here, but I don't think he's going to get him anytime soon. May have to wait 2 or 3 more laps and see if Jacob Simpson might loosen up just a little bit here. We did see Mike Bruno give a little bit of contact there back on lap 37. We get lap 39 started. Right now, Bruno is trying to see if he can loosen up Jacob Simpson here and get around him to return back to the place the original top 3 had started. But once again, John Williams getting a breath of fresh air down to the bottom, but no can do. Looks like he's going to have to sit back and try again. Fortunately, with this being an open setup league here, Stella, adjustments will be made. I can assure you of that. And we should be able to make it all the way to our stage break before we head under caution. Head to the stage break before we'll need to pit. And guys are going to try it again. There it is. It looks like Bruno might have him. 3/4 of his car clears, but he is unable to get the whole car past. So no can do. Back to the drawing board again. And check out Eddie Rose. Here he comes, sitting in that 5th position, going after John Williams on the inside.
Yeah, I'm impressed. We were seconds apart there for several laps, and here we are coming into the stage break, and I'm looking at the top 5 in less than 3/4 of a second apart.
Yeah, definitely moving pretty well here so far for all our guys here in the top 5. They are our closest drivers out there on the track. We do get a decent amount of separation once we look back to Brandon Hastings. He's sitting about another 4 seconds off pace before you can find the top 10 driver of Jesse Priest. Right now, that is kind of a huge fall off here. Brandon Hastings, normally one of our faster Team Conti guys out there, but Phoenix doesn't seem to be quite their strong suit here, so we'll see if they if they continue this charge and if it makes any bit of a difference. A lot of things being changed during pit road, especially during their pit stops. And I know RC, we'll talk a little bit about it before they come down pit road, because a green flag stop will most likely be made tonight, more toward probably that third stage. Guys can actually shave off almost 8 to 10 seconds off their pit stop time by cutting the pit road. When it comes around the turn that you see down at the bottom of your screen here, they will actually be able to slice down toward the inside. They are told to stay on the outside line. If they do not stay on the outside line before they enter pit, which is no more than 3 boxes, that they will be penalized and sent to the back of the line. So I guarantee you RC is going to have their feelers up watching this one, because that is going to make or break somebody's race here tonight. Yeah, it gives, a driver like Mark Sikosi a chance to slide into the top 5 just on pit straight, just on a pit cut. So we'll keep an eye on that. Stella, we are getting ready to see lap 45. There it is. Right now, 1, 2, sitting right now, Justice, Bruno, and Simpson. We are back 1, 2, and 3. Exactly how we started. Can John Williams mix it up again? He's already gained 3 here on the night, but we are still watching Simpson and Bruno going at it. Right now, these two guys trying to make it happen here right before we get to the line. Oh, man, Jacob Simpson, outside line, but this is Bruno where he capitalizes here. Shot to the line. Oh, Jacob Simpson gets Bruno here. Wow, what a run.
Wow, yeah, they really mashed up together nicely at that stage caution break. 29, I'll tell you, had some little afterburners going there. I mean, all of a sudden he could jump and get a good 10-foot push out of the blue. It was either that or he still had it to the floor and Bruno was hitting the brakes. I'm not sure, but that was an amazing pass.
Yeah, it was working out really well. I think Mike Bruno may be working on a little bit of a tire adjustment, talking to his crew chief here. They may try to slice a few things up and make some changes here. I'm interested to see how that plays out, because he will not be the only one making any kind of adjustment here. Some of these guys slowed down big time heading into this first round. Definitely it worked out very, very well, but we'll see what happens. Already, remember we were talking about this outside line, so we'll keep an eye on it, as they can make that slice, and you do not want to pass at this point in time. All right, that's no problem. Everybody can sit right there. Normally, yeah, you scrub down toward that white line. That is a big no-no, and I assure you they are not going to tolerate that. So definitely one of those things, Stella, when you come out here, that's kind of a veteran move. The ones who know about it, and the ones who don't, they're going to learn. So,
wow, that was the longest pit road entry I think I've ever seen.
yeah. All right, already hauling butt out of pit road here. Looks like our first guy was Stoney Benfield. Stoney did not come into the box, though. Drive through here for the number 75 machine here, so the faster pastor. I don't know if he missed the box or what happened here, but he'll be back into heading back in the line. I would probably guess if he gets a walk around here. This could be an interesting choice. Okay, Stella, consider this. He stays out, gets a lead lap here.
Okay, for a point.
And then pits. Starts in the back where he wanted to, and he gets an extra lap or of extra fuel here.
Yeah, you've got to tell me what happened to Simpson in the box.
All right, we'll take a look here at Simpson.
Everybody left except for Simpson.
Yeah, right now I'm showing he had some trouble here. I don't know what happened. Something tells me he slung through the box.
Oh, no.
Showing him here in the box. Huh.
Yeah, he was in there longer. Everybody else on the whole road had come through. I just wondered, I did not see him with any kind of repairs that needed to be made, especially not ones that would take that long. Do we have an entry? Could he have possibly done something that made him have to sit for 30 seconds?
Yeah, we're taking a look at it now, right over top.
There we go.
And now we're watching Jacob Simpson, the 29 here. See if we can kind of move this along.
Okay. Nah, beautiful entry.
Yeah, just extended amount of time in the box. 31.85 seconds. I don't know if if maybe it had a hiccup and said he was doing a mile over or something, but he did not exit. So
Wow.
that didn't go well for him, did it?
No, sir, it did not.
All right. We say we get this one back underway. Lap 90 is the next time we will have a scheduled stop. Until then, Tyler Justice will lead us to it. Already slicing down on that dog leg. Not bad as he almost comes in contact with the wall, but I'm not afraid anymore. Apparently he's not. He almost comes in contact with it, but he gets away. 1, 2, and 3. John Williams sits third. Johnny Taylor is our fourth place driver. Both Team Conti drivers here sitting third and fourth, gain 4 here on the night. And Eddie Rose trying to hold on to his position here of fifth. But Eric Schaefer takes that outside line where he has found some success after unfortunately losing a boatload of positions here early in the race. Right now, Schaefer trying to return back deeper into the top 5 than originally where he started. But he's actually been working back. But man, oh man, do we have some battles up here toward the front. Right now, Johnny Taylor is trying to work with John Williams there. But Williams is quickly blocked by Mike Bruno, who hangs out in second. So now that leaves the 88 Chevrolet of Johnny Taylor working against Eric Schaefer in the number 3. He may give him some payback for that number steal here, but he's going to work on him right now as Eddie Rose and Brandon Banks follow up right behind him here. We are watching the battle for fourth.
Yeah, these if they trade enough paint, maybe they'll come out with like a 38.
Yeah, that may be possible. It may be a smudge here. There it is. There's the 88 of Johnny Taylor. Giving him a little rub there. That's why I say he may be the real intimidator. Give him a little nudge here and there and let him know you are not going to take no for an answer. 88 of Johnny Taylor slices back down to the bottom here. Good move as he's got the right angle, but turn exit will go to Eric Schaefer, and he will clear now Johnny Taylor, sending Taylor back to fifth, and Eric Schaefer happy back, at least happy back where he originally qualified this race. But we saw what happened before of guys who moved up very, very quickly in this race. It didn't last long, and unfortunately we saw a different stage winner. But now John Williams working on Bruno here. We may end up 3 wide here for the lead here in just a moment. Can Tyler Justice keep him in the rearview mirror? Yes, he can.
Wow, just barely, but that was a nice tight pass there.
Yeah, right now you can see John Williams is actually picking up the pace, 27.08. That was about 0.2 faster than Tyler Justice that lap. So right now, Tyler getting ready to get a lot of work done here as the Team Conti driver is getting ready to fold him up if he doesn't get out of the way. Keeping the roll here. Eric Schaefer now settles down into fourth. Just as I say that, quick slice down to the bottom, and now Mike Bruno is going to be hanging out in fourth. But Schaefer trying to hold on to it here. Bruno rotates high and gets close to the wall. There's the dog leg cut. Let's see how it pays off. Comes back on. Spotter. All right. Spotter definitely tells Bruno, so Bruno doesn't close the gap here. Outside line. No can do. Side by side, they still go. Tyler Justice was in trouble there for just a moment as John Williams got at least half of his car along his side, but no can do. And look who returns back to the fight. Johnny Taylor down on the bottom here of Eric Schaefer. Schaefer now stuck toward the top. He wants to cut the dog leg, but there's not enough room. Looks like Johnny Taylor's going to hold him to the top where Eric Schaefer does not want to be. So continuing through. Lap 58, this is getting dicey here as the 88 of Johnny Taylor is taking his Chevrolet and letting Eric Schaefer know where he wants to be.
Yeah, and just as a quick update, Simpson, who came out of that last caution in 14th is now up to 9th. So he is coming on with abandon.
Yeah, well, one of the fastest drivers out here on the track. I can definitely believe that here as you see him coming down the back chute. Working on it now. Tyler Justice making it happen, though, as he still remains in the lead. Johnny Williams wants to grab a hold of him here, but no can do. Williams gaining 5 here on the night. Only person to match that amount of positions passed is Joshua Slade, who's hanging out back there in 11th right now. We are still hanging out here in the top 5, as right now this is where the action is. Johnny Taylor and Eric Schaefer going at it again, man. I definitely wonder if these two will shake hands after this race, but battle for the lead. Justice has lost the lead there for about the blink of an eye. John Williams has got to hold his car onto him, but no, he's not going to be able to hold it. So now John Williams will have actually the upper hand here on the bottom of the track. Right now, John Williams is going to try to push him up a little bit, get Tyler Justice out of sorts, out of his race line, and then John Williams will make the separation here, and we will have a new leader. John Williams in the number 5 Chevrolet, 6 positions gained on the night, and he now takes over the lead.
Yeah, that was a nice, sweet, clean pass. A little bit of your dog leg use I saw, and I'm also seeing Kip Cook out there going rooting on Stony Benfield, number 75, our faster pastor.
Yeah, right now the faster pastor not looking too fast here tonight as he hangs out in 14th. He's got a lot of work to do. Right now about 4 seconds off pace. Definitely this racetrack came to him much later on. Stony Benfield actually came down pit road 2 laps later than everybody else and still took 4 tires and fuel. So I'm wondering if he's trying to offset pit these guys a little bit. I don't know if fuel is that much of an issue here, Stella, until we get to our final stage. Where these guys will be going from lap 94 when they get back under green all the way to lap 200. Seeing how well these guys are driving, I highly doubt we're going to see a caution here tonight. But lap 63 has definitely been a busy one here, especially for Mike Bruno as Johnny Taylor is working on him. Taylor gaining yet another position here, but just for the moment. Right now, this is for the ever-so-hot seat of 3rd. As this continues moving through, man, look at that jerk. Looks like he got the suspension set up for that one, and there's a clean pass. So there's the dog leg working like it's supposed to there. Johnny Taylor has gotten the pass, and Tyler Justice might be under fire yet again by another Team Conti driver.
Yeah, wow, that last one, that hurt my feelings.
Yeah. All right, we're continuing on through here. Notice how we've got the Team Conti guys coming alive here in the lap 60s. When they're starting making some moves and sliding on around, Schaefer kind of is noticing that happening. He says, you know what, if they're slicing down, I'm going to start slicing up. So let's see what we can do. Bruno now sits 4th. Schaefer is now our 5th place driver. All Chevrolets here in the top 8. Right now, Jacob Simpson, you were talking about him earlier. He sits 9th with Justin Cope, who's in 10th. And right now, that looks like everything has calmed down just a little bit. Schaefer, I think, is not going to have anything for Bruno here for the next couple of laps until they definitely fizzle this out and work it out a little bit later. Let's rotate back to Cope. I want to see how Cope is doing back here. Right now, he is kind of almost a lone ranger. Got definitely a lot of space between him and Simpson. About 3/4 of a second, and about a half a second behind him is Joshua Slade. And Slade still trying to gain some more positions out here, but I think he's kind of running out of steam early on into this run. I don't know if whatever he did to maybe make an adjustment to that car, but he's not as fast as he was earlier in this race.
Well, at least they will have 2 stages. If you made too much left, you got a chance to bring it back a little bit right.
Yeah, right now, track temperature's still hanging out about that 81-degree mark, 75 in the air. But notice that wind. We are getting gusts that touch almost 15 to 16 miles an hour. So guys are maybe having a little bit of trouble as once, everything's looking pretty solid, everything's looking good, and then all of a sudden the car starts getting pushed around. So they may be trying to take it easy out there before something bad happens. They don't want to, definitely don't want to mess up your race just because of Mother Nature taking over and it not being rain. Let's check back in on Eric Schaefer. Right now, Bruno looks like he's in a little bit of trouble here the past couple laps as Schaefer has had the upper hand, especially on time. Right now with a 27.73 for Schaefer. He is reeling in Mike Bruno here. And Bruno may be back to the drawing board here But Schaefer is under fire now by Brandon Banks. Banks saw a
Yeah.
little bit of an opening there, and he tried to attack. No can do. So it looks like the Tire Pros Chevrolet now remains in sixth as we watch Eric Schaefer's number 3 Chevrolet run down Mike Bruno in the Liquid Molly car.
Yeah, he was. That's another one of those bursts of speed Banks put on there. That he saw the opening, but I guess it's the fact that this is a mile track. That burst of speed has to be so short because you got to get ready for another turn.
Oh, absolutely. And you'll see a lot of things like that, actually, even in the smaller tracks like Martinsville. You'll see somebody slip, and then all of a sudden, you'll see somebody stomp on, and they'll get rolling there to definitely bring it back and put the pressure on. But that is definitely not what you're seeing here tonight. Guys are definitely sliding around just a little bit. Once you see an opening, you've got to attack, and because it's so difficult to pass here. Out of shape is it looks like Jacob Simpson, a little bit out of shape there, coming up high on turn 3. Right now he is fought up to 8th spot. Eddie Rose will be next on his list if he can continue chopping down this unfortunate loss of positions here. He's got 5 more to go before he can at least get where he qualified. But right now, not too bad, starting all the way back as far as he was. 8th position now. But Stella, we saw Jacob Simpson lead and then lost the lead. Is this what we're going to see this again?
Well, I was just thinking about that regarding Williams and Justice up there in 1 and 2. Now, Simpson had a lead on Justice in that first segment that was 3/4 of a second. Justice has not let Williams get that far out in front of him this time. One way or another, he reeled in Simpson, but I don't think he's going to push his car so hard to try to reel Williams in for this second stage.
All right, driver's flight and glare already. As you can see, we're sitting on top of Jacob Simpson's car here. Already having a little trouble when we came off 3, heading down that backstretch, and then we shoot across the start-finish line. It is almost blinding out there for them to be able to see. So when they set up for a pass, they are not going to be able to see heading into the turn. So I've actually seen if there's trouble out there on the track, there's the glare that we're talking about right there. Almost impossible to see, but I've actually heard of guys actually determine their distance between the car and the wall by how fast it blinks and where on the car. So that is that is something to keep an eye on. These guys aren't dumb. You got to use every tool that you can out there to make certain things work out for you. Battle out there for 7th. Eddie Rose in some trouble as Jacob Simpson still coming alive here as he's working his way farther into the top 10. He wants top 5 before the end of this stage, and he's got about 15 laps to get it done.
Yeah, it's and was getting a little wiggle going on there. So I'm not sure he's got much more to push. He had no place to go forward. Banks in front of him, and we've got a change up here in 3rd with Taylor. I think just made an advancement.
Actually, no, Johnny Taylor's way up here. We got Bruno and Schaefer going at it now. Yeah, okay. Williams and Justice were about, they were pretty close, about 50 thousandths apart. Those two are about to go at it. Eddie Rose, that's it. That was a bad turn by Rose. Rose a little too high. So Jacob Simpson's going to be able to clear him here in about half a lap. Right now, Schaefer does battle with Bruno. Bruno, yeah. There we go. Bruno definitely taking it to the outside here. We're trying to work on him. Does he get a nudge from Banks? No, Banks checks up. I thought Banks was going to give him a little bit of a nudge here and let him know what he thought about his race line there. But it looks like Banks goes ahead and dials it on back. And Banks now sits in 6th. Right now, it looks like Banks has been pretty comfortable hanging out in this kind of middle of the top 10 here. But I'm waiting to see if the one's going to kind of open it up here and make something happen. Right now, his car looks pretty strong. He doesn't look like he's fighting it out there. But he's not really looking for position passes. The number 1's just kind of hanging out here, and right now he's exactly where he qualified. He's running consistent times, but as Brandon Banks, does he work himself for a top 5, if not a podium finish here tonight?
I don't know. It's maybe he's playing the patient waiting game. You get a certain number of points for stage, but you don't get as much if you're wrecked into the wall.
Yeah, right now. All right, taking a look out there. Jay Walterman saying, go Walty. I have an unfortunate news for you, my man. Dylan Walterman decided not to take the wheel here tonight, so he is our first driver who was out, unfortunately. If you can tell me why he came out here practiced and started feeling pretty good out here. He was making some decent times and then decided not to race. Let me know. Dylan Walterman is definitely playing Rune Light right now. Shame on you.
Ooh, you told. But
Absolutely.
take a look at number
Where else would you
91.
rather be than iRacing right now? Oh, we got contact. Eddie Rose into the back
No.
there. Eddie Rose is around right now. Caution is out.
Oh, yes, it is. Who had him in the T-bone position there?
Well,
Was that
right now I
Simpson?
saw it look like Brandon Banks went up and may have made contact, or Eddie Rose sent it a little too far and contacted the back of Banks. Banks held on to it, and it looked like the worst part of it is Eddie Rose ended up sideways there.
Ooh.
First unscheduled caution here of the night. Let's take a look. Here's Brandon Banks. Eddie Rose, little hard into
yeah.
it. Oof.
Ah,
Yeah,
That's
there's Simpson trying to straighten him back up. Not bad. I almost think that's a sportsmanlike
thank
turn,
you.
is what that was.
Outstanding.
But Stella, that is our first fumble here of the night.
It is.
So
It
to
is.
me, I almost say, this is almost ridiculous. You know, this is a crazy caution. Right now, I've got a couple of guys that are going to hammer out some dents here, and they're going to go back out. But once again, this is going to be actually a positional caution. We got a lot of guys getting ready to shuffle some things. As you can see, a quick sidestep there from Eric Schaefer. He spins out of the box. That may cost him a position here. But it looks like he does squeak out in front of Mike Bruno. John Williams decided to stay out, though, and most of everybody else did as well, all the way up to Joshua Slade. Couple of guys who decided to come in. Brandon Banks decided not to, and I'm hoping he will. There he goes. Slade and Banks working their way down, as they are the ones who ended up with the most damage here.
Yeah, we've also got another player, number 91, Hastings, that has taken it to the garage for this evening.
All right. Yeah, you were right. Brandon Hastings is taking it down and out, lap 78, and that's enough for him. William Martin made it to lap 47, and he took it back to the garage. I think Brandon Banks will survive here. I want to check in on Jacob Simpson and see if he's got any damage to the front of his rig. It looked like some light touching there, but it didn't seem that much was done detrimental to any of these cars out here. The only other one is Eddie Rose. We'll kind of take a peek on the all-black car. Yeah, looks like everybody's pretty straight other than his new white addition to the left side.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, he's a tad frosted now.
Yeah.
Just the tip.
All right, Stella, it's going to be a little bit of a shootout here, and then we'll head to our stage break, which I think is what we're getting ready to see shift. So you'll have drivers like John Williams, Tyler Justice, Johnny Taylor, Justin Cope, Ralph Hutchinson, Stoney Benfield. These guys will need to come down pit road at the stage. Eric Schaefer, Bruno, and Priest, and all the way back down to Jacob Simpson, will not need to pit during stage. It may be an idea if they come and top off on fuel. I wouldn't bet on that. Seeing how this race is kind of playing out, and they're trying to figure out how it's going here. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Is we're looking at guys slicing on around these turns, moving on through, but it's gotta play out somehow here. With the shootout to the stage, and then we're gonna see when these guys who come down. It's now gonna flip flop the field over, and then we're gonna try to let them have at it. I don't think anybody will pit for a top off on fuel there, Stella. We'll see how it goes. But right now, Jay Walterman said, okay, Dylan may have had an issue with the little one.
Oh. Okay.
Bro.
He misses us.
Alrighty. Let's get back out there right now, back under green. Right now, the biggest thing that has to happen is here in the front. John Williams, Johnny Taylor, and Tyler Justice sitting 1, 2, and 3. They've got to have the hammer down here and start denting that floor pan if they want to get another position gained. Williams, Taylor, Justice sitting 1, 2, and 3. All Chevrolets. Copes Ford sits 4th after everybody had some pit strategy out there. flying on through, we see Jacob Simpson does sit down in 14th, little bit of extra time in the pit box, 45 seconds for him. And he may have been trying to fix a little bit of that damage from the rubbing there, but that's okay. I would definitely not want any part of my aerodynamics messed with here at Phoenix, as seeing how turn heavy this is. Oof. Hard dive there from the 88 of Johnny Taylor. You see he's hard on those brakes. Definitely wants to stab him there, and right now, looks like Tyler Justice is going to leave his mark on the track. Rubber tire tracks that's going to be as he slides across the front stretch there. And now he is going to drop way off, and that's going to allow Jesse Priest and Justin Cope to be like flies on a banana here.
Okay, that was an odd visual during my racing event.
A little something different there. All right, now take a look as how Tyler Justice goes from 3rd to 5th. Right now, as Justin Cope flying on by in his 4th, and John Williams is getting ready to walk away with a stage win if Johnny Taylor doesn't want to pressure him here, but that may still be yet to be seen. I want to rotate back here to Slade. Slade may be in trouble as it looks like Stoney's getting ready to pass him here. And remember, Stoney didn't pit. Stoney came in on lap 49, so he's one of those guys out there on the older tires, but they've got to see if they can push on through. Looks like Eddie Rose is going to get him here, and maybe Brandon Banks. Banks getting ready to slice it up and try to get underneath the faster passer, and that's going to do it. So Priest, the first driver here in the top 5 with fresh tires, he's sitting 2nd. He's trying to come away with a stage win. Sliding on the outside. He's got a good pivot. Sliding underneath. Here it comes. John Williams to his outside and across the dogleg. Goodbye. Jesse Priest is in the lead.
He sure is. I mean, he just took that turn with authority.
Yeah, well, he's definitely got to weigh his options here. Remember, he's only got one set of tires left here for the remainder here of this race, as lap 90 is going to be our stage break. I'm sure he's not going to take his last set of tires, but he's going to have to really baby these ones as he put an extra pressure on it here to make sure he got out in front of John Williams. Lap 91 is now underway. Stella, I want to make sure our RC knows that we got our stage break at 90 here.
I'm hoping I can dash away and double check.
We'll see, and hopefully we'll notice that the RC is going to chuck out the caution there, and that's going to work out pretty well. So it looks like the man who shall not be named gets the caution out, and we are under caution. Now Jesse Priest, John Williams, and Johnny Taylor. Wow. There you go, Stella. All J's in the front.
Truly.
Jesse, John, and Johnny. The only J we're missing is going to be Jay out there in the chat. But he's working on getting his class license on the iRacing high enough to come out here and battle with these guys. He's going to learn a little bit about open setups as well.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot harder than it looks, that is for sure. Stella, we are here.
No discouragement.
On our second run. Mike Bruno stays out. He pit back on lap 81.
Stays out.
And everybody else is coming back down pit. Now, this is what I was discussing, is the possibility of guys, looks like Simpson's going to stay out, guys coming back down for fuel and goes. So we're going to see guys getting 4 tires, and other ones just getting fuel and popping back out. Jesse Priest being one of them. Priest with our stage win there. He's already working on squirting out there. But 5.83 seconds. Can't blame him. You definitely want to go back in and make sure you can last that extra 8 laps that these other guys are going to do. He's just got to baby these tires a little bit. Priest should be restarting back here in second unless Mike Bruno changes his mind to come down for fuel. But hold on just a moment, guys. We're going to cut to commercial, and we'll be right back for after we hear from our sponsors. All right, everybody, welcome back. Appreciate you guys hanging out there for our admin box shout out there. Definitely check out admin box for all your admin needs out there. Definitely don't like playing around with the keyboard. Get a button box. Admin box is where you need to go. Also, affordable SEO. Definitely check them out. And the Squeegee Pros. Definitely, I should be out there on Mark Sikosi's machine. I definitely am loving his paint. We checked it out last week, and I swear that is just as a slick color there. Unfortunately, looks like a little bit of a dent over top of that left rear wheel. So
Yeah,
Sikosi's been getting into it with somebody out there, Stella.
a little bit of rubbing, I'd say.
Alrighty, well, right now we kind of take a peek at a couple of these guys out here. Some of them faster than others. Pace car is off. And we'll see who can be the fastest one out here. Bruno and Priest are going to be starting in our front row. Jacob Simpson, John Williams, Justin Cope, Eric Schaefer, Johnny Taylor, Ralph Hutchinson. We haven't talked about that number 15 Chevrolet at all here tonight. Joshua Slade sitting 9th, and Eddie Rose rounding out our top 10. We'll see how Tyler Justice, Brandon Banks, if they can come back from this one as they hang out in the 13-14 spot. It's Bruno's time as he is out in front. Jacob Simpson is toward the outside in the number 29, toward the inside in the number 29, and Priest, bad run here as you see him rocket ship to the outside. He is now down to 6th, and he's going to be playing chase.
My goodness, and speaking of chase, I'm looking at Banks just came out of the pits as these guys were taken off, so he is all the way in the end now behind Sikosi and Benfield.
Yeah. All right, definitely watch how this is going. Is what I'm waiting to see if we're almost 3 wide here. Right now, that is John Williams trying to slice his way back up to the front, but that is Cope and Taylor right side by side. Jacob Simpson starting to reel in Bruno yet again, and Tyler Justice with the fastest Section 1, 13.15. So somebody's coming back with a vengeance. Dead last here. He sits 9th, and now he's moving on through. Watch the number 6. Looks like he's loosened up that race car. Whoa!
Just a bit.
Yeah, did you see him hammer off the edge there? He is right now. He is not happy about being back here in the back. Obviously, the more cars that are around, the more trouble that can happen. And Tyler Justice doesn't feel safe anymore. So right now, he's getting ready to make a phone call here, phone a friend for help if he can slide on through. Looks like Tyler Justice does have that 8th position here from Eddie Rose. Slade's going to be next on his list as Ralph Hutchinson unfortunately drops out of the top 10. Down to 11th. Johnny Taylor is making a battle for the lead here. Mike Bruno to his outside. Bruno holding on to it, though, as he shoots on around. Bruno did not come in for a fuel top off, as everybody else did. So that is going to be, we'll see if that is the dagger to his race here, as Jay is out there impressed by the bunny hop done by Tyler Justice.
Okay. Yeah, I'm watching Justice. He is now coming up on Slade, like you say, but he made, I think, about 4 or 5 in one lap passes there.
Yeah, right now he's on a tear here. Well, how long that's going to hold out, we'll see. Most of these guys did have come down at least twice down pit road. Most others down 3. Not too many have only taken 1. They're still out there racing. So far, so good. We are sitting 1, 2, and 3. Taylor, Bruno, and Williams as Taylor has overcome Bruno. Jacob Simpson, the 29 Ford, returns back to the top 5 here as he sits 4th in his Ford. Cope's Ford now sits 5th. Slade is 6th. Tyler Justice is now battled up front. Now for the 7th position as Rose now sits 8th. Schaefer's our 9th place driver, and Jesse Priest, unfortunately with a terrible restart there, drops all the way back to the top 10. So he is going to have a world of hurt here to come back from that one. Let's check in on Slade and see if Slade's got his Chevrolet's looking a little stronger here than Justin Cope, but I don't know what's going on there. And something's not looking too solid. I don't know. Uh-oh.
Nope. Eddie Rose is in it again.
Spidey senses tell me we earned the All About Barrels award.
Oh, no.
Yes, right now it looks like that is Eddie Rose here with a blown motor.
Oh, that does not look good at all. You are right.
All right, let's see what happens to Rose here. Oh, there's the contact. Schaefer, barrels. Ooh.
Never touched him. It just rode behind him while he went round and round.
Holy cow. So he never even hit the barrels. We just saw him at the very beginning of pit road here.
Yep.
Just a little touch.
Yeah.
Around he goes, but watch Eddie Rose save this. Away from the barrels.
And I mean, that little tiny thing, and he gets the engine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
I'm just wondering if it was enough to bust the radiator.
He went up. He says, "Wait, maybe I don't want to pass him."
Yeah, trying to see just a little tap there. That's all it takes. But
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
touch him again.
No, that's the part I was amazed at.
Yeah, right there. I think
managed
it
to
pokes a
stop.
hole in his radiator. That's why we're not dealing with gray smoke. He's just dealing with a coolant leak here.
Uh-huh.
So Eddie Rose is down pit road. Hopefully we'll see if he's able to get fixed. If he overheated it, he's into it for an engine. And we're talking at least 26 minutes. So Eddie Rose, his race is most likely done for the night.
Yeah, but if he can, he's going to need to want to come out because he's had 2 incidences tonight that he
That's why I was talking about slicing that track. I want to be careful there. Schaefer down pit road. Quick stop and go here, making sure he's topping off on fuel, and back out he goes. I like the pit strategy there. Now he'll be able to stretch it even farther.
Okay. Jay says he's going to need a new tear off. Windshield. Who needs to see?
Well, we'll talk a little bit about chopping of the track here a little bit, Stella. I don't want to rub it too hard. Kind of what we got going on. Most of your pit lane time is about 57 to 58 seconds.
Okay.
All right. Right now, that pit stop was 47.
The whole experience?
Yes, ma'am.
Lane and stop.
In and out.
Ooh.
So they can
Okay.
saw off about 10 seconds.
Wow. 10. I mean, that's a lifetime.
Yes. So it's also just by the amount of the track that they were able to cut through. And that's exactly what you're seeing is kind of guys moving here and there and about out there on the track. So we'll kind of see if we can get a little bit of angle. All the way to the left, you see the dog leg here? That is the track all the way on the outside. If you're able to cut the inside of pit there, that is how much track you're cutting.
Well, pace car is off.
Oh, yeah. Johnny Taylor, Mike Bruno, John Williams, and Jacob Simpson sit 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're going to get us back to our green flag here. They get past, hey, look at that porticool. All right, not bad. If you don't have one, you should get one. I assure you. They're not an air conditioner. They are an air cooler. All right, out in front. All right. Both Johns out 1 and 2. Their Chevrolets are charging forward. Man, look at the jerk coming back onto the track there. Everybody definitely has a good suspension setup as we don't see anybody jerking around out there on the track. Jacob Simpson trying to reel back in Mike Bruno. Bruno now gets a good grasp on third. And now it looks like Slade is under fire as Tyler Justice breaks into the top 5 now. That's going to be a rude awakening for our guys here who are normally hanging out in the top 5. But Tyler Justice returning back after some trouble out there.
Ooh.
And here he comes right now. Holy cow. Let's see if he can hold on. Drops to the bottom, passing pit road entry now. Now is going to be the next turn. Right now we are getting a good shot over top. 29 machine here of Jacob Simpson. Right now his Ford's going to have to hold on the outside. Watch the slice here by the 6. 6 gets down to the bottom, makes a cut. Not bad, got him. So he clears the 29 and now puts pressure on the 82 of Mike Bruno. Bruno was like, man, where'd you come from? So now a quick blink into the left mirror. Now the 6 is there. 6 is going to see if he can hold outside, get at least a little bit of fresh air, not suck up all that dirty air from the 82. Staying to the inside. He's not as good as the fresh air he's been getting most of the night from the front. Let's take a look. There's Justice again. Down to the bottom, clears him. So obviously, that's what I'm saying. The dogleg has just enough, and you just got to promote a little bit of a slide job coming out of that dogleg, and he does. So Tyler Justice returning back to podium position area, and now he sits third.
Yeah, to pass Simpson and Bruno like that, he definitely has that corner wired and the patience to wait until he's back to that corner to make the next move.
All right, well, he's going to have at least 80 more times he can try that now, seeing we are sitting at 111 out of 200 laps. Tyler Justice now sits third, trying to reel in our Team Conti guys of Taylor and Williams. Right now, I believe Johnny Taylor is still on a hiatus there from Team Conti, but still rocking the paint. Definitely knows exactly how to run, and these guys make fantastic setups. Team Conti, that is, especially racing in the Coca-Cola E-Series. These guys are doing not a bad job. They've got these things wired up and definitely rocking around the track. Definitely check out Team Conti, but not before you check out the NSR Xfinity Series. Check them out on Facebook and sign up. Mark Sikosi's the guy you're looking for. Or Justin Cope, these guys will help you get signed up in this league. They are getting ready to open up an SRX league. I know you guys kind of watch us do a little bit of cup racing there on Wednesdays, but I don't know about you guys, but 8 drivers is not enough, so they're going to switch over to the SRX style and definitely bring you some awesome short track racing. If you guys are looking for an SRX team, definitely hurry up. Teams are being formed as we speak. They definitely will be kicking it off. Stella, I'm fairly certain first race, I believe, will be at Daytona, so they're actually going to be starting at a larger track and then downsize to the smaller ones. Cautions will not be counted and should definitely be a blast from everything I'm reading. These guys are out there. I have not had the liberty to drive one of these cars yet.
Now, will that be there are no cautions, or the caution laps don't count?
The laps will not be counted.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
we've done both.
Yeah, when your short tracks can end up getting a little bumping and grinding out there, you hate to see guys kind of get wiped out for something silly out there. But it looks like everybody's settling down here. Taylor, Williams, and Justice, 1, 2, and 3. Bruno just outside, sitting 4th. Jacob Simpson now 5th. Slade 6th. Now he's gained 10 here on the night. Not bad. He is our hard charger. But he's got Justin Cope, who's gained 2 behind him, who sits 7th. Jesse Priest, who is 8th. Eric Schaefer, 9th. And Ralph Hutchinson rounding out our top 10. Stoney Benfield, 1 spot looking on the outside, with Sikosi sitting 12th. And Brandon Banks is our 13th place driver. Eddie Rose has taken it back to the garage. Damage just too large. And he has taken it done on lap 103. So unfortunately, one of the fastest drivers out there I saw happening out there in the 46 Chevrolet, he has decided to retire for tonight. But somebody who's not interested in retiring, here's Jacob Simpson working on Bruno again. So this is the shot for 4th. Right now, the battle for 4th looking very solid here as the 29 Ford is trying to get that Chevrolet behind him here. But Stella, we have seen seesawing back and forth between all these guys out here, and now we are side by side with Mike Bruno looking out the driver window right at him, wondering if he's going to make the pass completely this time.
Yeah, he could reach out and touch someone.
Alrighty. Now definitely, there it is. All right, off the table, you see him snug down. Oh, yeah. Whoo, that's close.
That's a cool helmet, too.
All right, taking a look at Mike Bruno here. He thought about getting close, but he saw what happened in the last caution. So he backs off just a little bit. I think Bruno should have stayed full on it there and gotten a lot closer to keep his line going. But boy, is he fighting some oversteer on this car. And you see him right now as Mike Bruno goes to dive into the turn. You saw the front end start walking on him. So the rear end was actually overpowering the front steering there, and he is battling to keep this car on the track. Very nervous to see. Remember, he last came in on lap 81. Most of these other guys have about 11 laps fresher tires. So Bruno is the one who's got to be taking care of him here. And I think he's going to have to at least make it to about lap 150 before he needs a change.
That's a long run to go if things aren't running smoothly.
All right. Yep, you're right. But at least one caution on lap 102 did help lengthen that stint, so He's going to hold on. He's going to hold on. All right, let's get back up front where I believe Johnny Taylor has gotten the lead here from John Williams. Williams drops down now. Now Taylor is out front. He's going to lead for a little while, the 88 machine. And let's see how this works out for him. Seeing how far he is in the front. I do want to find the pass. Getting a hold of John Williams here.
Okay.
But I think he's had the lead. Showing what I'm showing since lap 99.
No. It would have been before the caution.
Yeah. And that says John Williams then passed for past 106. Is when he passed Bruno for second.
Okay, that I can live with.
Yeah, that being Williams. So Taylor's been out front here for a while. All right. Taylor, Williams, Justice. Rotating on back. Notice the separation we're starting to get here, Stella. A lot of guys starting to get real spread apart here. Slade and Cope looks like they have a pretty similar setup here as they are now crunched together. That should be for the 6th and 7th spot. Cope hard onto the front brakes there. Definitely see him squish it down. Looks like the front diffuser may have made contact with the ground there a little bit, so he's definitely hard onto the brakes. The only way he can do that is make a quick shuffle to add more rear brakes so it won't nosedive as bad, but he may be just trying to make sure his brakes are good and heated up, or otherwise they are not going to work as well. Slade definitely keeping up with Bruno here. Not bad. I'm waiting to see. Yep, there it is. There's the slice down to the inside. Slade got a good angle here. Taking a look out the right front. No can do. And now, without returning back to the top, Slade, oh man, out of shape. Let's see if Cope decides to capitalize here. 59 down to the bottom. Oh, Cope. No can do, not yet. Looks like Cope does not get the pull through on the turn, and he's going to file back in line. Right now, that does leave Cope in 7th. Slade is our 6th place driver, and Mike Bruno trying to hold on to 5th.
Yeah, I'm looking, this is probably the most spread out that our top 5 has had so far. We're looking at over a second and a half just to get between 1st and 5th position.
Yeah, right now that is... you are right, definitely very, very spread apart. I do want to shift back to Sikosi here. Sikosi just got around Stoney and sends Stoney back to 12th. Right now, these guys are a bit off pace here. We got to make up almost 3 seconds to find Ralph Hutchinson in the 15 Chevrolet. Let's see how Ralph Hutchinson's doing out here, and want to see if there's anything different that he's doing that we or anybody else may be doing separate here as we are sitting inside the car here of Ralph Hutchinson. All right, a little later off the gas, still top 10 though. So you said, well, I mean, he's like he's off the gas earlier heading into the turn.
Okay.
So he's not as hard onto the brakes, and he is allowing the car to rotate on through. Boy, there's that glare.
Still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a good turn. I mean, it looks smooth. You know, you see he's not really battling the wheel much.
No.
That's good. Normally, this is the turn that kind of kills everybody right here. Got a good entry and a good rotation through, so I don't see why Ralph Hutchinson is not higher than where he is sitting 10th. So we'll see if he does catch up to the pile up here. Schaefer and Priest will be the next ones he is looking for. And we'll sit back here with Slade and Cope. Maybe we'll take a ride along with Cope here and see kind of what he's doing to see if how he's battling out there on the track trying to get around Joshua Slade. Yeah, you see how much faster he's on the brake? So you see him dive into that turn. You want to hold it wide open through here. You never let off until you get to this next turn.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
interesting to see those that use the brake and those that just kind of let off the gas.
Right. Yeah, using the brake will be a lot easier than using your tires to help you turn and slow the vehicle down at the same time. Puts a lot of extra friction on the tires. So you do want to use the brake to slow down, then pivot, rather than using the pivoting to slow down. And that's how you end up burning up that right front. So right now, Cope doing a good job holding on to it. Better than Bruno up front. We saw a past couple laps ago, he was up close to the wall. But right now, Bruno's starting to feel the pain of that lap 81 tire change. He is not the only one. Jacob Simpson, he also got his four tires on lap 82, but he's still sitting fourth. Right now, both of them are dealing with almost the same thing. Cope is about to get... Go ahead.
Who's got the freshest tires then?
Johnny Taylor up there with lap 92, or you can aim all the way back here to Brandon Banks on 104, but he was a fuel and go, but 8.47 seconds. So these guys, some of them will have a little bit longer. Eric Schaefer came down on 104, so a little offset pitting for him. So he's going to try to stretch it out, maybe another 10 laps. He'll come in with the fresher tires of the entire bunch here and have a go at it. All right, we are taking a look at Eric Schaefer. Looks like he is getting passed by Cope. Cope's on the outside line here. Not a bad move. Right now, Schaefer looks like he may have burned his stuff up here. Yeah, here we're riding along with Justin Cope. Boy, look how much that track he chops off.
Yeah, he does, but...
Gets the angle. That's all he needs. Oh, caution, look out.
I only saw one car involved.
Tyler Justice here. He may have been him backwards. That caution couldn't have come out at a better time for some of these guys who their tires are just about burned up here.
Yes.
But that is going to mean a long, long stint on the same tires.
If they'd used their last ones right now.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, if you had Mike Bruno, who last came in on 81, 101 gives him 20. 121 gives him 40. So we're almost at 141 before he puts them on, about 60 laps. And that's almost what we need to make it to the end.
Look at that. Pace car, lonely.
Yep. Not taking any chances here. Let's go back and take a look at Tyler Justice here. I think he may have just looped it. Ooh. He's making a shot there. Trying to get around John Williams. Williams holds on to it. And Tyler Justice gets sideways.
Okay. I am surprised that called out a caution.
Yeah, we'll stick one more time here with Tyler Justice and kind of see what... We'll see the angle. Sometimes iRacing flips it because of the angle. If his tires rotate backwards right there. Technically, that's counted as reverse.
Really? Okay.
Yep. Once the tires go in reverse, that's it.
Huh. All right. So everybody's coming down. Yes.
Joshua Slade's in the lead.
He did not come down?
He came down, but it looks like for a fuel and go.
Oh.
Interesting strategy here by Mr. Joshua Slade in the number 12 Chevrolet.
Can we take a look inside his car? Okay. Just checking.
You looking to see if he's still Gurr?
Yes. This time I could actually see him through the windshield. That's pretty funny. See, a lot of times that's what I see. So.
Alrighty. Yeah, should be lap 140. We should be back underway. That'll give us 60 to the end. Priest is still in pit. There we go. Hurry up. Get out of there. Ooh. 22 seconds in the box.
He
That is
must have
actually
had
for
some.
his 5th time tonight. Brandon Banks returning back to pit.
Yeah, he has had something
See that right
happen.
front?
Yes. That has just been causing, and he has no back end either. But um, yeah, he's been kind of in the pits constantly and for very long periods of time.
Hmm. Yeah, it makes you wonder if it was an incident out there on the track that only involved him for it not to bring a caution out. You figure we would gotten caution for debris.
Yeah, or some kind of notification of off track or something to that effect.
Righty. Pace car off. Believing that Slade has only taken fuel. I got a feeling most of these guys may sling around him. And right now, Slade may be gambling for another caution. If so, he'll have the last laugh.
That's the strategery.
All right. We said we get off to another green flag start here. Back out in front as everybody slicing through. Good Lord. As they try to squeeze on through, Slade is going to stay out front. There are the worn tires. Here it comes. Oh! Yeah, right now, Johnny Taylor, he was trying not to get caught up in that one. What ended up happening is the vacuum from his car helped pull him up the track.
And in almost into the wall if he
Yeah.
didn't scrape it.
22, or the 88 of Johnny Taylor gets that right front a little warmer than he wanted to right at the beginning. So Slade on back. Right now we got still 3 wide here in the back. Schaefer going 3 wide with Slade, and it looks like Jacob Simpson was squeezed in the middle. Simpson squeezes out and gets to 5th. Oh,
no.
Schaefer!
Schaefer!
There he goes. Caution. Now, look who's got the last laugh now.
Me.
So Joshua Slade may have another opportunity here. As it looks like Eric Schaefer gets looped here. We'll see over top.
Was this a new tires loop?
I'm wondering if this may be a contact. We'll see. Right there.
Yes.
Oof. Huh. Alright, so that was Jacob Simpson, huh?
Yeah, they smashed the side of? You betcha. Gink.
All right. Schaefer
He's
down in the
really-
pits now.
Little bit of repair, you think?
I don't think so.
And Banks in again.
Yeah,
Is it Banks in again or Banks in still?
Banks is in again.
Okay.
Right now, Banks is still on the lead lap. He's slowly been putting that car back together.
I know.
I would love to see him in the Discord here. I would love to know what happened, or if he could definitely give me a 110% exactly what lap his trouble happened. I would like to kind of show everybody out here the exact same issue. So only drivers who came and joined pit road now are Eric Schaefer and Brandon Banks. Banks getting ready to squirt out of pit quick. So is Schaefer. Schaefer should have minimal damage as he contacted the wall, but heck, that even looked like a hit as hard as Eddie Rose did. And Eddie Rose had a busted radiator.
Yeah.
So right now, that leaves us with Joshua Slade hanging out in 6th. As he has decided not to pit yet. This may be his last time by with pit road still open. See if he considers. From his angle, it looks like a no. Very, very interesting. Mr. Slade.
Take a look at Justice up in fourth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's been really rolling it here. The key is him not
Banfield has
pushing
made
too
some
hard and burning that thing up before he gets up there, before he really has the work to do. Alrighty.
So any reason why Sikosi is down
Fuel.
in pit again? Okay, he's doing something.
Yep. He is not going to be
oh.
left stranded. Sikosi is definitely known for this. Fuel and go. He will not run out of fuel.
Okay.
So if this does get stretched out to the end and everyone has to pit for fuel again, he'll be all the way at the top of the chart.
Nice.
So, and why not?
Okay.
I mean, it's nothing against Sikosi, but if you're already in the back of the pack, you've got nothing to lose. So come down, top off, make sure there's that one piece that, hey, I will have enough fuel to make it to the end. You know, some of these other guys, that may be the juggle. So they hurry up, get back on. Right now, Brandon Banks and Eric Schaefer have got to hurry up here.
Yeah.
We're about to be back under green here in just a moment.
Like 3, 2.
Yep, the 1 and the 3 trying to play catch up here. There's the Geico restart zone. Hey, at least Brandon Banks is going to be pretty close.
No kidding.
All right, let's get this back underway. Oh, man, Johnny Taylor. Man, that guy's in a bad spot here. Right now, Tyler Justice trying to make this battle work. Let's ride along with Tyler Justice. Side by side, these guys go. Little check there in the mirror. He is clear. Jacob Simpson will now be behind him. Justice following behind Taylor. Williams toward the top. 5 dropping off the table. He takes center. Man, definitely an RPM super high here for Tyler Justice. That has given him the opportunity to sling through these turns. Johnny Taylor with his best couple of turns here of the night. Sitting between turn 2 and 3, 13.59 for him. So Taylor outside line is paying off here. Around the outside, ooh, Justice, hold on. Yeah, I think Justice, the car will tighten up later on in the run, but he can't get a run long enough for these tires to actually start tacking up here. Looking back, that is right now, that is Jacob Simpson out there. Right now, still going side by side is Johnny Taylor and John Williams. Good work here so far out of these two guys. Waiting to see. There he is. Here comes Johnny. Ooh, John Williams has him here for just a moment. Oh, yeah. Squeeze him down toward the bottom a little bit. That's going to get the 5 a little bit out of shape. Ooh, man. Yes. Nothing better than past teammates going back at it again. Caution. I think Priest may be around this time.
Oh. Now, this may be a saving grace for Sikosi because he went right back into the pits after startup on what, 147 or whatnot. So I don't know what's happening there, but that quick fuel and go, maybe they left the cap off or something.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's 2 laps down.
Yes.
Alrighty, well, this should get him at least 1 back. Banks back down. He can't believe this is actually happening. Schaefer coming back down as well. Looks like he's still got a little bit of a fold up there on the left front hood.
That's 5. Let's not go for the record here, Phoenix, guys. That's 14.
14.
Yeah, the record of number of cautions at Phoenix. 14 cautions for 67 pace laps.
Okay.
Let's not go for that.
Yeah, we should have a total of 5 unscheduled.
That is correct.
So Banks back in, Schaefer back in. Sikosi should be staying out. This is his wave round now. That's only going to put him 1 down. He'll be getting back at it now. Still interested in Slade's. Oh, what? Just in time. I thought he was actually going to come down.
I thought he was going to hit the barrels. There was nobody behind him even to say, "Psych, fooled you."
Ooh, man.
Told you.
Well, what I'm watching here is also that commitment box.
Oh, I thought there'd be a cone for that, but yee.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm not looking.
Well, hopefully those are the commitment cones here, the yellow ones on the inside. See at the very bottom.
Yeah. Maybe that's where they check the speed, though.
Oof.
Yeah. Nope. That's for another day.
Got the eye of an eagle out here.
You do. You do. All right, so Schaefer and Banks are still trying to get the last minute things done in pit. Here comes Schaefer. Yee.
Yep, so we'll kind of keep that out. Jay out there is saying invisible cones. I think we got invisible pit boxes too, but that's okay. All right, pace car is off. They've got to hurry. Right now, both those guys are out of pit. Once again, let's take a look and see their distance. Looks a little worse than last time. We'll see. The 3 and the 1 will be at full speed here. Oh.
They're making pretty good run at it.
Yep. Well, they've got to slow down. They can't pass the field. But them being right at full speed here, this looks like a Days of Thunder move. Can't pass. Oh, no. We'll see. We'll see how that fares. Brandon Banks getting past Eric Schaefer at the line there. All right, let's get back out front with Mike Bruno and Johnny Taylor before we keep trying to dish out penalties to guys. They're not going to be not going to be real happy with me. All right, let's take a look, because right now I kind of got my money on Johnny Taylor having something for these guys out here. Bruno looking for his first win here of the season. Right now he's got about 45 laps to get it done. Staying out front. Now John Williams is holding Tyler Justice toward the top. I'm assuming everybody is probably on their last set of tires here for the night.
I would say.
Yeah, only 3 sets were left down there in pit. I'm guarantee you some of these guys would really wish they had one more set. But that is not going to be the case. You can wish all you want. Let's take a look off the back of Mike Bruno here. Boy, Taylor all over him here. All right, there we go. There's Bruno pedaling it through. He got him. Oh my gosh.
Great.
Yes. Yeah, right now you can tell these guys have raced around each other before.
Yeah, I mean, if he had so much as
Watch Taylor.
taken
Here
the
it comes.
tiniest little bit off of the gas, they'd have made contact for sure.
Oh, yeah. Now it looks like Taylor has got him just right now. Bruno's got to have a good turn exit. A little loose there by the 88. Hard on the brakes. Making it in the turn. Now Taylor's got to be hard on the gas quick. Gets a hold of him, makes the break. Let's check down at the bottom. Now he rotates back up. Boy, 6 doing the exact same thing. Tyler Justice following the 88. Using the same plate. Go ahead.
Why these guys don't do that more? If they see the fella in front of them making great runs, just do what he does.
Oof. 88 at Johnny Taylor. Backs that turn way up. Almost made contact. John Williams did. with the back of the 88 there, and I think that's just to get Taylor to have a better bite into the turn, and it pays off. He's got the lead here for just a moment, has a fender on him. Right now, Bruno's got the turn exit speed. Look at it. Boom. Shoots out the gate. Half a car length. Right now, there's the contact. Yeah. Let him know you're there. Johnny Taylor gives a quick nudge here. And right now, Bruno is trying to see if he can continue to fend off the onslaught here by Johnny Taylor. Taylor's still holding on to it, though. Right now, it's still a great battle out here on the track. Right now, as we take a look at Johnny Taylor down toward the bottom, quick cut. Let's see if he's got the turn exit. Look at that tire. Oh, yeah. Right now, this is great stuff here, people, as we enter lap 160 side by side for the lead for at least the last 5 or 6 laps here. Right now, look at the amount of distance these two have between each other. Right now, cutting the track a little more is going to be Mike Bruno as he loses the position and is finally given up. Johnny Taylor gets the breakaway now. Bruno's going to go ahead and follow. Both these guys had similar pit lap times and box times out there, both on 136 and both to about 14.8 in the box. So right now, that looks like Williams is going to slice underneath Bruno now. Bruno, unfortunately, looks like he might be sliding back to that third spot yet again. And look at Tyler Justice, how far down he is on the track. Holy cow. Yeah, right now the spotter's going to have to find out, get a survey crew out there to find out how far that track is allowed to go down. Because Tyler Justice is down there resurveying the area. Holy cow. Right now, that means Tyler Justice, with the quick chop there, moves up to third and kicks Bruno out of any podium position here.
Wow, that was quick from first to fourth in no time.
Yeah, they're not wasting any time here. I think Justin Cope is about to be under fire by Stoney Benfield here. Stoney on the outside. Right now moving through, and our guy who has made the most pit stops tonight of Brandon Banks, he's up to 12.
I love it.
Right now, that car almost looks like he's in pristine condition. Not bad by the pit crew.
Oh, Stoney is kind of going east and west a little bit more than he's going north and south at this point.
All right, well, we'll see if Stoney decides to hit the arcade after this, after bouncing off of everybody.
Gotta spit. I was thinking, if he's following a line, I think it's a piece of spaghetti.
All right, let's get on through here. We'll rotate up front as I do want to check on our guy, Ralph Hutchinson, who is hanging out in 6th. Right now, I think he's trying to keep up with Jacob Simpson, who sits in that 5th position. Number 15 machine. Remember, I showed you how smooth he was driving around this track. It's starting to pay off now. And I always find the guys who are a lot more quiet out here and not really pushing the subject of making it known that they're out there on the track are the guys who are kind of just move up. They're starting to chop off a couple of positions here. He's working on it. He's getting his way to the front, and it's starting to pay off. Not bad, though. Not saying you got to be out there racing like your hair's on fire, but he's definitely just slow, calm, cool, collected, just collecting one position at a time. Let these guys make the fumbles in front of you. Just make sure you don't get caught up in it. So not bad here by Ralph Hutchinson. Right now, Stella, I think that's probably the way I think you'd race.
Yeah, I'm a little bit conservative, and I guess we'd call it a defensive driver more than an offensive driver.
Good defense is good offense.
Yeah, I guess. Get out in front and stay there.
Well, we've seen drivers like Robert Rader. It don't take much. As soon as that guy's got fresh air, it doesn't matter. He's out front and gone. So Jesse Priest now to 9th. Stoney Benfield down to 10th. All right, he's going to knock him down another position. Remember Slade. Slade came in on lap 136. Fuel and go. 8 seconds. Oof.
I wonder if he... Ooh, tire. A little wall. Wonder if he used his tires very, very early, accidentally left him checked or something when he didn't mean to. And now he is running old rubber.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so, seeing that his third pit stop was the exact same.
Oh.
About 8 seconds. So I'm wondering if he's sandbagging a set of tires. I just hope this doesn't put him a lap down, seeing he's about 7 seconds off pace. Schaefer still dealing with a substantial amount of damages. Unfortunately, he's down almost 17 seconds.
Yeah.
So he's only about 10 in front of Taylor and Williams here. Taylor's still leading this one, about 31 laps left to go. And the Desert 200 will be coming to a conclusion. Obviously, we're going to have to point somebody out for the win.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot of laps left to go here. I know, sorry, I was kind of poking out there as kind of they're chiming into my ear that there's something going on. That Tyler Justice was getting ready to crank it up. I wasn't sure if we should stick to Justice or rotate back to Cope. Cope looks like he was really working on something out there on Banks. And then Banks was getting ready to reel him in yet again. So I was just, we were kind of tuning in just a little bit there, kind of peeking in, seeing what they got going on out there right now. Jay out there is calling on Justice right now. I think, yeah, I'm starting to think Taylor may have something else, but I don't know if he's fried these tires off to return back to the front. He's been known for it for most of this race. Definitely putting it on. Schaefer now down to 18 and a half. He's getting close to being lapped.
Yeah, I would not be surprised, honestly, to see Justice and Simpson back up there in the front again.
Well, yeah, your wishes are command right now. That is Tyler Justice battling for second. Right now, he waited for a soft spot, and he found it. There it is, second. One position left to go. Johnny Taylor doesn't seem nervous, just kind of doing his thing out here. Ooh, that might have been a little mirror driving right there.
I was going to say, was that Taylor?
Yes. Yeah, we're riding along with Johnny Taylor now.
Yeah, I just didn't know that I saw the little puff of smoke. If I was, mistaken, that I thought it was Taylor's rear end. And by the time the smoke comes off, it was sitting next to Justice, so I wasn't quite sure.
Boy, look at that turn right there. Yeah, right now, if that's the turn, that's where Tyler Justice is making up the difference.
Oh boy.
Now, what you're also noticing is Johnny Taylor does back up the turns a little bit. Uses a lot more brake, a lot less turning. Tyler Justice is using a lot of floating to get into the turn. So remember what I was talking about, the friction on the tires.
Yes.
So Johnny Taylor's slowing down before the turn, then turns. And right now we aren't using the brake if we're the number 6. We're not using them as hard, and we're using the tires to make the turn. So that will cost Tyler Justice in the end.
Huh.
But fuel-wise, Tyler Justice may have the upper hand here because using a lot more fuel to get back up to speed here.
But I thought at this point fuel wasn't going to be an issue.
Shouldn't be. Seeing that we've got a few cautions back on lap 141 and 149. Since the last time they pit, it should be able to squeak it out to the end, which I'm unfortunately seeing that Mark Sikosi needs another caution to get back onto the lead lap here.
He does, and if Schaefer goes down, that will take his lucky dog availability away.
Yeah, right now that is looking pretty close. You see the number 3 out there. That is Schaefer. Sikosi is actually toward the top end. So they are still reeling him in. The 12 of Josh Slade dropping off. The 75 of Stoney Benfield. And then we've got the rest of the pile where everybody gets in, Jesse Priest on up. So far, so good out here. Let's check back in on Jacob Simpson. Looks like he's got plenty of distance. 3/4 of a second in front, half a second behind. For everybody else, Brandon Banks still chopping through here. 7th position. This is mind-blowing right now. Look at that car.
I mean, I think he should give... Ooh, still got a little bit of... He should get lessons on how to get down the into pit, how long you can stay there and still get back out in time. Has never been a lap down yet.
Yeah. Well, I still got to give it to him, is coming back from that amount of damage. And also, this is where I bring in Lady Luck, is the amount of cautions for him to come down and fix that much damage.
Agreed.
So... Boy, Slade. Bummer, dude. All right. Let's get back up front where Bruno now sits 4th. Jacob Simpson is our 5th place driver. Ralph Hutchinson is 6th. Brandon Banks 7th. Cope is 8th. Priest is 9th. And yes, Stoney Benfield is rounding out our top 10 with 20 laps left to go. Johnny Taylor is still trying to fend off Tyler Justice here. Right now, the key is for Justice not to overheat these tires. They are starting to make a solid breakaway. They're about a second in front of the rest of the field. So it may just be the battle for these two here in the front, Taylor and Justice. Right now, there's still a possibility. Tyler Justice sitting 2nd, and his Chevrolet is trying to run him down, the Liqui Moly car. Right now, I'm sure Dakota Ehrman and his eyeballs are watching this one. But the 6 already looking like he's having a little bit of trouble there. I do want to keep an eye on as we kind of float up top at anything he's got going on to see if that car is getting out of shape here. Would be curious to see if the 6 would consider taking a higher line to try to conserve these tires as much as possible.
Yeah, you think at
see,
this
right
point...
there. There's the jam.
Yeah.
That cost him right there. 0.2 of a second as we are kind of from the Goodyear blimp view looking down at Tyler Justice. Was able to saw off almost as much time as he lost there getting around that turn. And I'm starting to think he's starting to show signs of fatigue here on the tires.
I was going to say, on him or on the tires? Okay, good answer.
Yeah, you see he's trying to walk that thing. Every time he hits turn exit, that car's wiggling a whole bunch here. So that is not going to be a good look here for Tyler Justice. I don't think he's going to have enough for him here, especially right at the end. Lap traffic starting to get jammed. That is Schaefer they're coming up on. Yeah, I think Tyler Justice was hoping Schaefer was going to jam him just a little bit longer so he could see if he could hold him there.
Yeah, because it didn't make much difference from his, his spacing. Cap.
Yep. Take a look. See how it's starting to understeer? See the front end drag up the track? Oh. Yuck.
Oh. Just buried him.
No, it's just yuck. And there's nothing he can do. The cars looks like it's done. Yeah, the tires smoked off this thing. So if Justice can just maintain here, who knows? Johnny Taylor may fumble. But the key is obviously to stay in front of John Williams here. But I'm starting to think Tyler Justice. I think he's burned the tires off that car. Still give it to him, though. Remember, he was in the back, and he fought all the way back to the field yet again. And that is on the same set of tires.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he's been fighting all the way through this one.
He definitely has got his money's worth from those good years.
Yeah. Yep, definitely making that work very well. I do want to check back here on Hutchinson, Banks, Jacob Simpson. There we go. I thought I saw Cope getting a little closer, and Simpson was thinking about trying to run down Banks. But Banks moves up to 6th. Man, that just blows my mind. The amount of damage that guy had and comes back. All right, here's the battle right now for 7th. 7th position right now. Cope is the one in 8th. Simpson's trying to defend. Good fighting out there so far. Right now it looks like they kind of tucked back in line. Cope didn't have anything for him there. Priest looking pretty close. Banks about half a second off Hutchinson. That will be the battle for 5th. But Banks still trying to reel him in, though. Right now I think Banks would love another caution. Fix that up a little bit. There's Simpson in the wall. Cope is sitting back like Sikosi. Now he's going to try to attack. Can Cope get him here? Decides not to. Cope hangs back. One Ford to another. I guess they nodded off and then...
not done yet.
Well, I figured he'd been all over him there, sliced down to the bottom, but he decides not to. 10 to go. Right now he's got a good rotation. Cope trying to hold off his tires as well. Oof, early dive into this turn. We'll see if Cope has to back it up a little bit. Outside, ooh, man, looks like a scrub. Let's see how this works out, as it looks like Priest is following along. Priest. Oh, remember, he had a problem back there on lap 149.
Yeah, I think he was hoping for a 2-for-1 there.
And no can do. Priest trying to reel him in. Priest now sits 9th. He wants 8th. Cope finally gets 7th here. These are our closest guys out there on the track. Definitely starting to watch our interval of our leaders out there. 3/4 of a second for Tyler Justice.
That's just what I was looking at. And then there's a whole 2-second gap for 3rd place.
Yep. John Williams staying out there. John Williams is all by himself. Then Bruno is fending off Hutchinson, but that's almost half a second there. Right now, our 2 closest guys are the 7th and 8th spot. Schaefer and Sikosi still down a lap here. But I think even they're separated by 8 seconds. So not bad here, Stella. Right now, we are seeing the Desert 200 getting ready to come to a close. 7-6 to go at the line as we pass the illuminated cactus. Johnny Taylor has been able to fight off everybody out here, and I think it's been a long time coming. Finally, he's going to get himself a win here in the front and try to put more of these guys behind him. Now, I've got to admit, seeing where Johnny Taylor is hanging out in that 8th position, this will be his chance for a win. He's had 2 top 10s, but not a single top 5 yet after making all 3 starts. So it's getting better, but this win will definitely help sling him up to the top. Seeing that Ehrman was not here tonight.
That was last week's winner.
Yeah. Ehrman isn't here. Eddie Rose had to check out. He was 14th. But Banks, Hutchinson not doing too bad, near as Cope. And Slade is hanging out in 10th. So right now, everybody's still pretty solid. Mike Bruno should be holding on to the top of the chart here.
Yeah, I don't. It's been a month since the grand finale that Taylor won, and no, he has not. He's not had a win. Actually, I don't even see him on the podium. This will be his first time.
Yes.
Since season beginning.
Yep.
So looking good.
Yep. So we're getting ready to come down to the wire on this one. Just over 3 miles left to go. And this has been not all Johnny Taylor's race.
No.
You know, we had a lot of Tyler Justice leading. We had Bruno leading.
It's Simpson leading.
Yeah, we had Jacob Simpson leading. You know, we had a lot of guys up here toward the front. There were plenty of lead changes. But this one, I think, finally fell into his lap here. He finally, he finally came around. He got the angle he needed. He got the right amount of stops that he needed, and here we are. So, white flag next time by. Banks trying to see if he can put one last move on Hutchinson here before we get before the end of the race. If Banks can pass Hutchinson, that should be
top 5.
Yeah, top 5 for him after the amount of damage that he received, which is impressive.
Yeah.
There he goes, taking one last chop. Yeah, just unable to make up enough room. Here it comes, Banks.
Oh. Don't.
Yeah,
no.
he backs out of it. Not bad.
Yeah. I really want to finish.
Yep.
So,
not bad.
Taylor, Justice, Williams.
Yep. And here comes Taylor across the line. There it is. So Johnny Taylor, the winner of the Desert 200. Tyler Justice comes second. John Williams is our 3rd place driver. Not bad.
Not at all. We've definitely had some rotation here with our drivers this evening. Front to back, back then to front. I mean, it's. But we also had some attrition. We've lost, I'd say, 4 drivers. 2 didn't actually get behind the wheel, but we did lose 4 drivers tonight due to mishaps.
Yes. Yeah, Minton and Walterman didn't. Sisler didn't make it past lap 4. William
Right.
Martin checking out on lap 47. Hastings checking out on 78. Eddie Rose made it past halfway,
10
103.
102.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it was probably 102. Seeing that he was down and out there. Schaefer was also collected in that same one. Remember where those two made contact? Uh,
Yes.
and Schaefer
But
ended up a
only
lap
tiny.
down in 12th.
Yeah. But Schaefer actually had his own issue that ended up putting him a lap down. It wasn't the 102 at with Rose. It was the fourth caution at 142 where he took out the inside wall.
Yeah.
Checked out the safer barrier.
Huh. All right. Well, we'll definitely try to collect all of our guys here and see if we can grab them all, get them ready, locked and loaded to have a chat with us. Definitely, what an interesting race, especially here toward the end. Stella, I'm pretty blown away by drivers like Brandon Banks being able to kick it back and come back from that amount of damage. To see Joshua Slade after a heavy set of worn tires from the number 12 Chevrolet. Um, Jacob Simpson oddly back to eighth. I expected Simpson and Eddie Rose to really be the shining stars here tonight, but that was not the case.
No.
Yeah, Jacob Simpson starting up there in that third spot, ends up eighth. Our hard charger here of the night was Johnny Taylor, gaining 7 on the night. Notable mentions would be Ralph Hutchinson gaining 6 and Joshua Slade gaining 6. Alrighty, Stella, you ready to find our drivers?
I am. I'm looking for him.
Alrighty, hold on just a moment, everybody. We're going to run them down and let's talk to them about this race. Alrighty, everybody. I have caught up with our second place finisher, Tyler Justice. The number 6 Chevrolet. All Chevrolets here, especially in the top 5. But man, oh man, dude, you came all the way from the back and fought your way back to the front. Talk to me about kind of what offset you and how did we end up in the back?
Well, I was terrible the first run for starters. We kind of it was really tight, and I'm sure everybody was just because of the cooler track temps and whatnot. But I was on the splitter super bad the first run and adjusted
You,
for it and kept
but you
kept
won
adjusting
that
on it.
stage.
Yeah, yeah, we still won the stage. I don't know how I got back around. I forgot who I passed there late, but somehow we
Simpson.
still won it. Yeah, Simpson. That was a good battle up there to the end of that stage. But yeah, I was still like super on the splitter, so I adjusted for it, and it wasn't enough, so I made an even bigger change to it, and over adjusted to it, and that's kind of what I was lacking that last run was a little bit of a drive off because a little too loose, propped up on the right rear a little too much. But yeah, I got in the back because I got a speeding penalty. I mean, I was barely flickering at 46 mile an hour, and it nabbed me. So luckily, I mean, we didn't. I think we gained. I can't remember where we came out at, but we weren't too far back. But was able to work our way up through there pretty quick, and was able to get back in the hunt with Johnny and John there. I got to apologize to John. I know I already said it to him, but I got into him in that one incident and spun myself out and got into him a little bit. I just kind of got in a little too deep, and I didn't expect to get on his inside. And I was thinking I could slide up behind of him and use a little bit of my track, but did that. But yeah, solid night. I'm happy with it, especially the way the car was driving. It was pretty tight and then over adjusted and got too loose. So congrats to Johnny. That was a fun race with him, John, Mike, and Simpson there. So fun race and glad to lock up a second.
All right, man. We definitely did take a ride with you a few times. How desperate were you for tires in the last 30 laps?
Oh, dude, so much. Like, I mean, I could have used a set there. I mean, it was slipping and sliding. Like, I just over adjusted a little bit too much. And I put a little bit of a fuel adjustment in there. I probably shouldn't have, and I would have been a little better off. But Johnny started pulling away from us there at the end. But no, it was fun overall. But yeah, just glad to get a solid result, especially the way the car was driving up front.
Yeah, no kidding. Definitely worked out really well. All right, man. Well, you lock up second at Phoenix. Next time, Auto Club. Confidence level heading into that track, especially with as bumpy as it gets heading into 3.
I really like Auto Club, and our team has had a good history with the setup there, so I'm feeling pretty confident about that one. We're definitely going to put in a good amount of work this week. I know we had it set up for this week and made a few adjustments to it, but didn't really put in enough time to like really dial it in. So hopefully we can get Auto Club dialed in, and I'll feel really good about that.
Oh, yeah. Well, definitely able to check out the track with the seams out there to figure out which line you're going to run. A lot of guys dive toward the bottom. Other a little more conservative, running that 3/4 of the way up. And hopefully we'll see you returning back to a podium position. Shout-out time.
Yeah, man. Let me give a shout out to all my teammates at Phase 2 Chassis Works. Thank Liquid Molly for being on the car as always. And shout out to everybody in the league, everybody who puts it on. And thank you guys for broadcasting.
Yeah, not a problem, dude. Congratulations, and we'll see you next week.
Appreciate it.
All righty, that's going to do it. Tyler Justice, not a bad run here tonight, but not as good as our winner here tonight of Johnny Taylor. Man, oh man, oh man. I've got to ask him, and when we get a hold of Johnny, is if how many cautions that came out, how detrimental was it to your race, or did it actually help you here tonight?
Yeah, it had me pretty nervous actually there when I think that first yellow flew in the final stage. It had me wondering how the strategy was going to play out, and I think there was a few guys still sitting on a set of tires, so I didn't know how that was going to play out late in the going if we had a caution inside 40 or 50 to go or so. So that was on the table. So yeah, it was definitely something to think about. I thought if there was a late race caution and a few guys pit, we were sitting duck. So
Yeah, it was going to be pretty close. I thought Joshua Slade, if there was that late race caution about that 30 laps left to go, he was going to be one of your biggest foes out there. You did end up with a caution around 102. We had another one 141, 149. Stella, I think I'm even missing one between the 102 and 141 mark. Talk to me a little bit about the battles you've been having out there with John Williams. The two of you guys were side by side for a while, and even Mike Bruno, man. Definitely you guys, as we rode with Bruno looking out his driver net, man, you guys know exactly where each other are most of the time.
yeah, it's always fun battling with them guys. Me and John being teammates, we usually race each other fairly hard, but try to race each other pretty clean. And Bruno, it's always fun racing them guys. And Tyler, it was a fun race. Good hard battles, track position, and clean air definitely was the name of the game tonight.
Was the dog leg useful or was it not?
Only on restarts I'd find it to be useful, but you really didn't. I mean, you could use it here and there if you'd build a good run and set up a pass going into one, but other than that, to run it consistently below the white line, I don't think it was the thing to do because it compromises your entry into one.
Okay.
Have to put a little more wheel into it in turn one and just heats up the right front quicker, I feel like.
Right. And that right front is so detrimental to the remainder of the race, seeing that the last scheduled caution was on 90. You did get a few of them between here and there, man. Definitely interesting race here so far. What was the hardest part about Phoenix that you noticed before I talked to you about Auto Club?
Hardest part was probably the fire off of the race. Week in and week out, where the sets are usually built for B Open, so the track and B Opens same time of day, same date, but we run later, obviously later into the race, so the track cools down a solid 20, maybe 30 degrees from B Open. So once that track takes a huge temperature swing, the cars just snug right up. So definitely, stage 1 was a little bit of a struggle. Stage 2, we threw something at it there, and it came alive. It woke right up. Wasn't really snug at all.
All righty, man. Auto Club is the next race we head to. I talked to Tyler Justice about it a little bit. How confident are you heading into that track, especially with the bumps going into 3?
I like Auto Club. It should be a fun race. One of the best tracks, I think, that's on the service as far as the racing goes. So it should be a good one.
Yeah, I hate to see him shut it down in real life. To me, it's a patience track.
Yeah.
You don't want to push too hard, but man, if you wait long enough, you're laughing in the final third of the stint because you are the one who saved your tires. And I can't wait to see how that works out for you next week with you finally coming away with the win. First one here of this season. I do have to ask before I get your shout-outs, Johnny, how come no burnouts here at the end, buddy?
Oh, we had to use the bathroom there at the end, so I just parked it, got out of the seat, took off.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Here I thought it was gonna be something awesome. Like I'm tired, I win a lot. My burnouts get old.
No. I would have burnt them down, but yeah.
Holy cow! All right, man. Shout out time.
Be careful what you ask for.
Shout out to Nick, Connie, Dustin, Adam, all the boys at Team Connie over there for putting in the work week in and week out, and my teammate J-Dub for racing me clean and cutting me some slack there. I think on that last restart, I feel like he cut me a little bit of slack, let me in line there, so shout out to him for that. And you guys and Mark for the league and the broadcast.
Yeah, not a problem, buddy. You definitely, when you guys put on a good race, man, makes it easy. Congratulations on your win here at the Desert 200, and we'll see you at Auto Club.
All right, man. Thank you.
Yep. All righty. Stella, that is Johnny Taylor coming away with another win with the NSR Xfinity Series, but first one of this season. Do you think he might go for a repeat?
I think he's got the consistency to make that a possibility for him.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And just seeing the consistency, if he's able to do that night in and night out and be able to come away with something like that, seeing how this race ended up going, I think it'll be a tough one. Now, we'll keep an eye out for a lot more drivers. I definitely expect to see at Auto Club. That's going to be a gutsy track. I really enjoy that track. That is one of my favorites as well, along with Michigan. It's a patience track, so you'll see a little bit of passing here and there. What you're going to see is tire strategies, guys who fade off, the ones who didn't fade off, and then you'll find where the guys will and won't attack at Auto Club next week. But what a great race this was here at Phoenix. Not too many guys bumping and banging here, just more of guys looping it themselves, and it's just a fresh tire deal. It's a cold track issue, and it was nothing too crazy. And even with Eric Schaefer making contact with Eddie Rose there was no malicious intent, so it was just hard racing. Stella, any final thoughts?
Well, I like this race. It was a good race. It's a shame we lost, a large portion of people there during the race. I'd like to see them get it fixed up, come on back out. But looking at the fact that our 1 and 2 placements this evening both like next week's racetrack, should be interesting.
I'm hoping to see the two of them join up out there. I would like to see them do battle yet again. Maybe Tyler Justice can get the better end and maybe put Johnny Taylor behind him. Now, we've seen Taylor hot and cold, but he definitely came out hot tonight, and he made it happen as he slings in for the win here at the Desert 200. Next week, we will see you guys at Auto Club. Keep an eye out there for those stream links I put. Definitely, I know I messed up tonight. I said it was going to be on the 16th, but that'll actually be Auto Club on the 16th. You guys will see us Saturday, bringing that race to you live. And, of course, we'll be at Nora on Tuesdays. Watch out for the SRX races as well here with the NSR Series. Definitely don't forget to sign up. Find Mark Sikosi. He'll be able to hook you guys up. And that should do it for us here at Simtrax Broadcasting. Appreciate you joining us here at Phoenix. Be well, be safe, be kind, and we'll see all you guys next time.